So, Jorge, we have some questions to you, for you about alcohol addiction and recovery. So, the first question is, what advice would you give to people fighting alcohol addiction?
Just find something else to do, man. Like, do you drink because you like the taste, or do you drink because you like the effect, man? Like, if you just like the effect, like, just support a thing, man. Don't drink alcohol.
Good one.
Good question. Good question. What do you think drives people to initially start drinking?
Peer pressure, and also like your experiences. You see all the adults out and driving stuff. You're like, hey, I wanna
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
We're not done yet.
Last question. Last question.
Do you think most people acknowledge their alcohol addiction and strive to get better?
I definitely know that they do acknowledge it, but they don't strive to do it.
Alright.
They just don't care.
Well, they do care, but they just keep going back to it. And then they drink more, they feel worse, so they end up drinking more. It just makes a movement.
Just a cycle.
It's just like,
Alright.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
thank you guys.
Alright, Abby, so we're going to be asking you some questions about alcohol addiction and recovery.
Okay.
Number 1, what advice would you give to people fighting alcohol addiction?
Well, I think the first thing when you're fighting an alcohol addiction is recognizing that you have an addiction, and seeking out people that can be your support system through getting help. Those are the two biggest things.
Thoughtful answer. Number 2, what drives people to initially start drinking?
Stressors in their life, at least as far as I know, when people are stressed about work or finances or family problems, a lot of people turn to alcohol to kind of numb that pain.
Interesting. Number 3, do you think most people acknowledge their alcohol addiction and strive to get better?
No, I don't think most people acknowledge their alcohol addiction because I think it's more prevalent than we realize. I think alcohol is so embedded in our American culture that we don't recognize when it reaches a point of alcoholism, especially in college atmospheres. So I don't think alcoholism is necessarily recognized as often as it should be.
Good point. Alright, good doing business with you, Abby.
Thank you, Jordan.
Alright, Ryan, we're going to be asking you some questions about alcohol addiction and recovery.
Sounds good to me.
Number 1, what advice would you give to people fighting alcohol addiction?
Stay in it. Keep fighting. Don't relapse.
Nice. Number 2, what drives people to initially start drinking?
Stress, addiction genes, gateway drugs like marijuana, nicotine.
Cool. Good answer. Do you think most people acknowledge their alcohol addiction and strive to get better?
I think the first step in addiction is admitting it. So if you can't admit it, admit it. And if you are admitting it, keep going.
Wow, interesting answer. Alright.
That's it.
Thank you, Ryan.
Pleasure working with you guys.
Ms. Murphy, we're going to be interviewed today about alcohol addiction and recovery. First question, what advice would you give to people fighting alcohol addiction?
To get the help they need and to be honest with themselves about the problem they have.
Thoughtful answer. Number 2, what drives people to initially start drinking?
Well, lots of things. It could be like you think you're just having a good time and having fun, it becomes more serious. You could be trying to cope with a problem. Lots of things.
Good point. Number 3, why do you think most people acknowledge their alcohol addiction and strive to get better?
Do I think most people acknowledge their addiction?
Yeah, and strive to get better.
I don't think a lot of people realize they have an addiction. I think once they do realize, I think they do try to get better.
Okay. Well, good doing business with you. Alright, so we're going to be interviewing today about alcohol addiction and recovery.
Okay.
So the first question is, what advice would you give to people fighting alcohol addiction?
Keep fighting, Jordan. Keep fighting.
Strong answer. Number 2, what drives people to initially start drinking?
I think there's various factors, Jordan. I think people might do it for fun. It becomes, you do something for long enough, it becomes addictive.
Habit.
A habit, yeah, a habit. So So there's that. There might be a few other factors.
Alright, nice. Do you think most people acknowledge their alcohol addiction and strive to get better?
I think once you're too far gone, it becomes you might realize it then, but that's when it gets difficult.
Alright. Good answer. Good doing business with you, Nomar.
Thank you, Jordan.
Today, guys, we are going to be interviewing about alcohol addiction and recovery.
Okay.
So the first question is, what advice would you give to people fighting alcohol addiction?
You know, get through it, power through. Just don't drink. Resist the urge.
Drink water.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
2, what drives people to initially start drinking?
Honestly, like, yeah. It's just the people in their lives, you know.
Or like they lost a job. Or something like that.
So, like a hard state.
You know, like
Yeah. Or like moment in their life. Yeah. Just like certain people.
Cool. We'll move on. Do you think most people acknowledge their alcohol addiction and strive to get better?
I don't know. It depends on the person. Who knows they're addicted to anything.
Okay, like my grandpa. He went to like the
Personal
alcohol.
experience?
He went to the alcohol rehabilitation center thing, and he was only ever able to get like 20 days sober because then he would fall back into it.
Okay.
So it's hard
Yeah.
because also when you're in rehabilitation, they're giving you a coin for being sober. Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Just drink.
At that point.
At that point.
Alright. Lights, cameras. Alright, Strand, today we're going to be interviewing you about alcohol addiction and recovery.
Okay.
Number 1, what advice would you give to people fighting alcohol addiction?
I would say don't get the urge to drink alcohol because it's bad for you.
Number 2, what drives people to initially start drinking?
I would say probably stress. You get stressed out, you just want to drink some alcohol, and then it just goes downhill from there.
Yeah. Number 3, do you think most people acknowledge their alcohol addiction and strive to get better?
Absolutely not. I feel like once they start getting into alcoholism, then they just keep on going downhill. Don't
Yeah.
think they're an alcoholic when they really are.
Alright. Lights, camera. Alright, Landon, today we're going to be interviewing you about alcohol addiction and recovery. Number 1, what advice would you give to people fighting alcohol addiction?
Find someone who can help you get out of your addiction, I guess.
Nice. Number 2, what drives people to initially start drinking?
Problems, trying to escape, like trying to use it as a way to escape their personal life.
Alright. 3, do you think people acknowledge their alcohol addiction and strive to get better?
I don't think that people acknowledge it. I think they just push it away, trying to make it seem like it's not such a huge issue. It really is.
Thoughtful answer. Alright, lights, camera, stop. Alright, so we're going to be interviewing you today about alcohol addiction and recovery. Number 1, what advice would you give to people fighting alcohol addiction?
Fighting alcohol addiction. I mean, take it one day at a time. And alcohol, just like anything, messes with your brain. It can be really challenging.
Good answer. Number 2, what drives people to initially start drinking?
At least, watching family members succumb to it. I think a lot of it is stress, and then also escapism. Like they don't like the world that they're living in, and they're trying to find a different way out.
Number 3, do you think most people acknowledge their alcohol addiction and strive to get better?
Most? No, probably not most. Like some people understand that they have a problem, they just don't know what to do about it, but other people just don't accept that they have a problem.
Alright, well, thank you. Lights, camera, stop. And action! Alright, Jack, today we're going to be interviewing you about alcohol addiction and recovery. Yeah. Number 1, what advice would you give to people fighting alcohol addiction?
It's a bottle that's bigger than you need help. Get help.
Yeah. Okay, number 2, what drives people to initially start drinking?
Fear. disenfranchised. A lot of things.
Yeah. Alright, number 3, do you think most people acknowledge their alcohol addiction and strive to get better?
Most people, is that what you asked?
Do you think most people acknowledge their alcohol addiction and strive to get better?
I don't know, that's a very vague question.
Like if they acknowledge they're addicted to alcohol and want to get
Well,
better?
yeah, you have to. That's the first step. Like I said, that's the first step in AA.
Yeah.
You have to acknowledge that you have a problem. And a lot of people don't. And that's called denial.
Yeah.
And it ain't just a river in Africa. People deny this stuff. People deny a lot of things. They don't want to face the music. They don't want to face their issues.
Yeah.